this morning in the Wall Street Journal, Jerry Seib wrote, "The fastest growing political group in America is none of the above." Now, most Americans want to be left alone, want to live freely, to speak freely, to work where we wish and for a wage that we negotiate. We want to associate with the people according to our likes and dislikes, and very simply, we want to live out the promise of the Declaration of Independence, where it says we want to pursue happiness according to our means and our definition of what happiness is. In America today, one party stands opposed to those principles of freedom, and that party currently controls the White House, both houses of Congress, and much of the federal court system. It's a party of tyranny and oppression that seeks to dictate the words you're allowed to speak, the dreams you're allowed to pursue, and the income you're allowed to earn. With one party so dominant in government, America needs an opposition party that stands by principle. We need a spirited resistance movement to represent the freedoms that our current president seeks to eliminate. We need bold and courageous leaders who will not compromise with tyranny. The current Republican leadership lacks all of those virtues. In the 23rd Congressional District of New York, the GOP leaders have abandoned principle by embracing a candidate with a philosophy more akin to Van Jones than to Ronald Reagan. Compounding this national leadership vacuum, Republican leaders in the states have, for the most part, failed to show the courage of their own convictions. I have not heard a peep from any Missouri or Illinois Republican leader except for one. Tea Party Speaker Ed Martin, now a candidate for the Republican nomination for the 3rd Congressional District of Missouri, has voiced his opposition to Dede Scozzafava's selection in New York. Other courageous national leaders include Sarah Palin, Dick Armey, Fred Thompson, the first Republican to endorse conservative candidate Doug Hoffman in the New York race. If you remember that scene from Braveheart when William Wallace tackles Robert Bruce and tells him that if you will lead, they will follow. I will follow you onto the battlefield. That's kind of what the Tea Parties are like. The Tea Party and the 9/12 Project and various little groups, we're just looking for a leader, someone who belongs out in front, someone who will take us the extra mile and over the top and into the end zone, and we're not seeing that. We need our Bruce, and we don't care if he or she comes from the GOP, the Libertarians, the Constitution Party, the Democrats, or any other party. But on the matter of our freedom and our children's prosperity, we will accept no substitute for courage. Thank you.
Just as the sign says, it's time for the GOP to put up or shut up. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this party system. I'm tired of people turning our votes, turning the seats into a commodity. I'm tired of all of the corruption in both parties. I've had it. The goal today is to call them out. Either you represent the voters or we are going to come after you with more passion than you have ever seen. No party is sacred. No candidate is sacred. I want to know where Roy Blunt is right now. I want to know where Todd Aiken is right now. I want to know where all of our Republican candidates are. If you guys lack the political courage and the brass to stand up and do what's right, then we will vote you out. We will come at you with so much heat, you won't even know how to handle it. It has been the Tea Partiers who have been carrying the water for the Republican Party since February. And if they don't recognize, they can step aside. And if they won't step aside, we will push them aside. And it's time for the Tea Partiers to really put some action in this. You know, it's one thing to have rallies and to stand with placards and to get on email lists and to comment on a blog post. It's one thing to send a letter, but I tell you what, to get involved in your precinct, to get involved by hitting the streets, to get involved by weeding out the corruption in the Republican Party, it takes action. Faith without works is dead. A movement without works is also dead. And that's what this is all about. We're calling all Tea Partiers to action. If the GOP will not represent conservatism, then it's done. The GOP, the old school, will cease to exist, and it will be hijacked by people who are younger, who are smarter, who are more ferocious, and who are better skilled at guerrilla politics than they are. We're not in this to make best friends. We're in this to secure our country's future and to make some best friends while we do it. But it's all about securing our country's future. No party is sacred. No politician is sacred. And you're not going to fly by thinking that just because you got an R by your name at the ballot box that is going to secure the seat for you. No, no, no. No. It's time for all of the Tea Partiers to come into action. And so what we're encouraging here in St. Louis, and this is being live streamed right now across the internet, what we're encouraging here in St. Louis, what Los Angeles is going to be doing today, Pasadena, Memphis, Huntsville, New Jersey, and New York, Quincy, Illinois, we're all encouraging all the Tea Partiers, as part of the nationwide Tea Party Coalition, to put some action into this movement, to put some muscle into it. The Doug Hoffman race in the New York District of 23 is the watershed moment for this. This is the real test of the power of the people. So it's time for everybody to get down and get dirty and do it. How much does it mean to you? How much does it mean to you to clean out your government? Thank you all so much for being here today. To people watching online and in all the other cities who are joining with us, this is the deciding moment for the Republican Party. Put up or shut up. We're watching you.